So Elden Ring, a game that came out back in 2022, is supposed to be coming out on the Switch 2 sometime in the future. The official release date has not been revealed, but it's supposed to be the tarnished edition of Elden Ring. Elden Ring is a game that is one of the more popular RPGs that we've seen within the past couple of years since like the 2020s decade started. Since its release, the game has managed to sell like 30 million units in terms of like overall like sales and stuff like that. And I feel like Elden Ring is one of those games. As good as it is, it's a bit overrated. But at the same time, like a lot of modern like games that come out nowadays are just. I'm not going to say that they suck or they're ass, but it's just like they're. I don't know. They're pretty forgettable. You have a couple of really good games that get people talking, and that they end up selling way more than they should. But then, but for the most part, it's like you have a lot of games that are just flops or stinkers, or they're just bland and forgettable. But Elden Ring, I feel like is one of those few games that's an exception. People still play to this day, and I'm not exactly sure how well like the game will shine on the Switch 2 or on a Nintendo console for that matter, because Nintendo, for the most part, focuses more on, I guess, promoting first party games and all that stuff. First party games tend to be the best sellers on any Nintendo based console. And, I don't know, I feel like Elden Ring has the potential to be an exception to that. But a lot of people are upset about what's going on with, I guess, Nintendo's approach to this because they plan on using game key cards for Elden Ring, the Tarnished Edition. So basically, like you're not going to be able to um, have a cartridge or anything like that. The key cards is just going to allow the Nintendo servers to, I guess, validate the fact that you have one, so you can download it to the Switch too. And once you have downloaded it, then it's like playable offline. So I guess you'll own it in that way, but at the same time, you're not going to own a physical copy of it. And it's one of those. It's one of those things where, like, you hear this all the time. Like, as we get closer to the future, when we get closer to a society where you'll own nothing, you'll be happy. But like, I don't know. I feel like this right here is an example of how we're like taking a step closer to the future in relation to, I guess, like physical media and cartridges no longer being a thing. And I honestly feel like this is something that people are excited about, but the fact that the game is going to cost $80 is something that I guess a lot of people don't agree with, considering the fact that the game's kind of old. But to be fair, you do get a DLC with it, and I think I guess it's their way of trying to justify the price along with the massive success the game had a couple of years ago when it was released. So, so yeah, I guess like not having an internet connection to play Elden Ring on the Switch 2 sounds cool in theory, but obviously the Switch 2 is not on par with like PlayStation 5 in terms of quality or anything like that. So I guess people kind of look at that like that's a bit of a rip off, but at the same time, it's cool we're getting Elden